Alright, that's what happens when you push the wrong button, right? So, let's go see what it looks like when we back off of it a little bit. Let's just say I'm romping through the woods. Let me get my carbine. Like I said, you don't want to get too far away from your tools. Alright. Well, let's pretty low. Pretty low. Now I'm up on the let me get up on the hill. Alright. And let me see. Hold on. Alright. It's hell not to have a cameraman. But you can see my tripod probably, but you can't really see my shelter because of all the foliage. It does not stick out at all because it's low to the ground. It just blends right in, folks. And step over this tree here, and now you can see it. But I'm probably 15 yards away, and there's ways to break it up, and I'll show you that as well. Alright, this is shelter part 2 because 1 got cut off, right? Alright, let me go get some foliage and break up this outline. You remember those branches I cut off earlier? That's all you got to do. All you got to do. All you got to do. I'm losing daylight, so I need one more small one. Now, notice that thing is upside down. So now let's go back and look at it and see what it looks like from over here. I'm about 10 yards away. What do you think? It's really hard to detect. And remember, depending upon how long you're going to be here, whether your foliage is going to die or not, you have to replace it. This is the art of concealment. So there is cover and there's concealment. Cover protects you from enemy fire, and concealment protects you from enemy observation. But, so, what do you think? It pissed a deer, didn't it? Obviously, you get up on it, you can see it, but if they're up this close, I'm going to hear them coming. Right? Alright. Alright, I'm going to do a couple things to it. And I'm going to do a couple things to it. And put my phone in the phone holder again. I got a couple things I got to do. I need to put a little bit of cordage on it. Hold on. Trying to find some cordage. And notice I'm down here by the swamp. The mosquitoes are starting to come in. I feel like I'm on Not Quite Naked and Afraid. Right? Alright. So, I have my cordage. So I'm going to pull a little bit of that off. And normally I try to keep from cutting my cordage, but I'm going to cut some of this off. And I have it daisy chained, right, where I can just use what I need. I can hear the mosquitoes buzzing in my ears, and that's the reason I wear earplugs, right? So I'm gonna take off a piece of this cordage, and then I'm gonna tie the rest of it up so I don't lose my daisy chain. And then I'll just put another loop in it and rehook it to my alright. So I need some cordage I wonder if that's Antifa looking for me. I hear a motorcycle. So I'll pull the 550 cord guts out. And now I put extra cordage in my mouth, right? Okay. I'm going to make it longer. So that's all I'm doing, is making it longer. And I'll take another piece out of my mouth. Yeah, looking for me. Looking for me on the road, and I'm not on the road. Alright, so now I've tied 3 pieces together, and I saved all this, put that in my pocket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my shelter a little bit. So I can get in and out of it without making too much racket. Oh, my knot sucked. My knot sucked. How about that? That's why you practice this stuff. That's why you practice your techniques. Okay. Now, we're looking pretty good in there. I don't want the shelter laying against me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to repack my pack and put my pack in the shelter. So I will put everything I need in there. Maybe you can see if this... Oh, look at that. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, well, hey, I have a terrible phone holder. Man. All right, let me put my pack in there. All right, so I'm in pretty good shape right now. My shelter's done. This back end, I'm going to close this back end up just because I want to make sure I keep heat in there. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. And there's plenty of deadfall and stuff around here. I'm going to get my gloves on. Never know when you'll grab a hold of a brown recluse, right? So you don't need any injuries out here. That's one of the number one things. You don't need any injuries out here. Plus it'll help keep the critters out, right? Now that doesn't look natural, so I'm gonna have to camouflage that a little bit. So not a problem. Just so it don't all live, let's make it look like something fell on it. There you go. So, boys and girls, we got shelter. The shelter's good. I have water, so I'm not sweating water yet. I'm taking my time so I don't work up a sweat because the sun is setting, and the only problem I'm going to have down here is the mosquitoes. So I don't have any off or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is one, I'm going to make sure I'm kind of stinky, so I'm going to roll around in the dirt a little bit. That'll keep the majority of them off of me. Anytime you use deodorants or you're showered, use soap, so on and so forth, that does attract insects. So you want to make sure that you stink. Another technique that you can use is to chew on kitchen matches. The sulfur in the kitchen match will get in your mouth and mix with your carbon dioxide that you exhale, and it will, although it's probably not real healthy, it's probably healthier than off, so it'll keep the bugs off of you. But let's take a look at what I got for shelter. Let me go put this stuff in my shelter, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm back. Let's take a look at the shelter. That's the back end. That's the back end. That'll keep some of the heat in. And then this is the shelter itself. And notice it's really difficult to see. You can see that you know, that corner right there, and then you can see that top piece. So if I was going to make improvements, that's where I would make my improvement. Now if you come in here, if I was going to build a fire, which on the first night, knowing that I just got in a big confrontation, right, and they took my truck and took all my stuff, I would probably do without a fire, because I do not need one. I would go to a better location, maybe a little bit deeper in the wood line, and that's what I would do. But I wouldn't build a fire right away, because you run the potential. I don't need one, right? I don't need one right now. I don't need anything to eat, and I don't need to procure water. I do have iodine tablets on me, so if I did have to procure water, and another reason why I picked this spot, if you follow me over here, let me grab my carbine. So another reason why I picked this spot is because I have a source. I have a source of fresh water. And it's flowing in sand, which is pretty good. And just to show you that it is flowing water, I'm going to throw a leaf in there, just so you can kind of see that, you know, we got flowing fresh water. So now that understand that all the pathogens are not out, they're not out of that, you still have to disinfect it. You still have to disinfect the water. You can't drink it out of the creek. That's a really good way to end your survival trip quickly. So let me show you another improvement that I would make tomorrow. This is pretty hasty here, but I got all these wait a minute vines waiting to hem me up, right? So the back side of the shelter is open. So what I would do tomorrow is I would cover this back side if I was going to stay here. I'm not planning right now on staying here because I think I'm too close to the enemy. So I would probably want to try to move to a better location. And the thing about moving to a better location is you have to know how to navigate utilizing terrain association and stay off of natural lines of drift. And what are natural lines of drift? They are, I like to refer to it this way, is that humans are inherently lazy, and they will take that cow path, right? They go the same way every time. And you want to stay away from those areas. You want to try to stay away from the cities, stay away from houses, unless you know that they're partisans or that they are friendly. And cool thing about having a sling on your carbine is you can actually just hang it up right there, right? It's sitting right outside my hooch, which it'll go in the hooch. It'll go in the hooch tonight. But that's shelter, folks. And it's a good camouflage shelter. And as we step away from it, you can see that there's not much to see. Hey, 6 Semper Tyrannis, you guys train, and prepare. We got November, man. It's coming. God bless you all. 6 Semper Tyrannis.